I'll be cold before I get ready to go do a live. I'm just waiting for people to come on. I'm just talking. I'll be cold. And as soon as I go live, my ears get really warm. My body just gets hot. Yeah, y'all. So let's see what's going to happen. Let's see who's coming on. Let's see who's going to visit Miss Sarah. Inviting to tribe. Maybe some of you guys are up. Maybe some of you guys are drained from this energy. Because I'm telling you, this energy, you know, I don't, you know, I don't, it's not like I'm a night owl, but I guess I am. I'm just a round the clock person. I have an internal dialogue that's always manifesting, doing something. So, Scorpios, if there are any Scorpios in the house, if there's any Scorpios in the house, um, we're going through it, aren't we? The Scorpios are going through it. I am not, it's no joke. The Scorpios are suffering. I think too, and all the mutable signs are suffering. And it's not a, it's rather interesting. It's rather interesting because it's more like understanding that we know that we're a work in progress. I was looking at some old clips from 2019, 2020, and beyond. And I was just looking at like what was I saying back then and how is it different now? What I was saying back then was letting everybody know we was getting ready to really transition to some uh, very interesting times. And so it's kind of weird because I'm thinking about it now, and I've been looking at some of my old posts, and we were back then we were in progress. We were literally in progress. Didn't even realize it, and we were in progress by force. We're in progress because of we couldn't escape self. We couldn't escape it. And the people that we took with us at the time, we couldn't escape from them. So you had a lot of things going on in that. So you had a choice. You had a choice to go inward and to uh, begin to make it happen for you. Stop feeling sorry for yourself. Getting ready for the shift that we're in. I'm telling you guys, every time I go live, I get really hot. I get thirsty. My lips get dry. I don't know what it is. And so, hi, Miss 300. And so we were all getting like information while we was on lockdown. We didn't even realize it. Some of us didn't realize it. I think some of us were aware. And so we were like eating it up and cultivating it. And I think a lot of the water signs were doing that because we're just deep thinkers, and Scorpios are constantly with this internal dialogue because I want to understand things. I want to know the why and like why people do the crap they do. Like it don't sometimes don't make sense. So yeah, so I was looking at it and I was like, dang, a lot of us were just glad we didn't have to go to work. We were just exhausted. We were exhausted. So when we got over that phase and we got to rest, Then we began to become creators, and we started creating our little thing that we were doing, right? We all were just like, it was really crazy. But as I think of it and I compare it to what we're doing now, is what we were doing then, we were green. We were really green. We had no freaking idea what in the heck was going. We didn't even know we were in assimilation. We had no clue. We had you know, kind of like maybe, but you know, it may, you know, maybe. So we had that kind of thing, right? But it was like we were young and dumb during that time. Excuse me. I can't believe I did that live. Yeah, I did that on live. See, I'm telling you, I think I'm gonna get a message tonight, you guys. I think I'm gonna get a message tonight. I don't know what it's gonna be, but oh yeah, I'm sneezing. I'm getting hot. Hot flashes. I'm getting hot flashes. I'm getting thirsty. Yeah, I'm just gonna. I bet you I'm gonna get a message tonight. Because like a lot of times when I come on, you guys, I'm channeling. I'm channeling the messages that I receive like constantly. And one of the reasons I went live because I was wanting to understand that it's some of these things that I am channeling. Are people resonating with them? And I'm the only one that's channeling or feeling this sense of. But this is so crazy because I have been simply amazed, you guys. Amazed at the exquisiteness about all this. You know what I mean? Because it's a gamut across the board. Like, I've been feeling like feelings of, I've been feeling love, I've been feeling anger, I've been feeling hatred, I've been feeling all kinds of like little things. I don't want to say anything that's would be. I just been all in my feelings, and it's okay. It's really okay to be there. And what I'm doing is I'm trying to cultivate it because you know what? It is the most nicest thing to be emotionally free, to understand like when you're, because like right now we're all having deja vus. I was just on the phone with a friend of mine, and we were talking about, you know he got a new phone and I lost contact with him, and he says, you remember when we didn't need phones? you know I'm dating myself. You remember when we didn't need phones, and we would have 100 numbers in our head. Now we can't keep up with our number. And so I was telling him, I go, it's like we're smack dab in a deja vu. We're repeating the 60s, right? Like like 1965. And that's what I feel. I feel like that's what we're repeating. We're repeating that, but we're doing it in a modern way, if you want to say that. We're doing it in a modern way, but we're doing the same thing. It's just in a new suit. It's just, we're dressing different. You know, it's just very interesting to me. And so when I started having my visions like really intensely in 2016, I said, I'm either going batshit crazy or I'm being touched by the heavens. And it took me a couple of years to decipher that. But Source is so magnificent in all his idiosyncrasies that he does for us, and how he puts us in places. Like, have you ever just known, like, and this is what I'm learning about this whole integration thing. This is one thing that I'm learning, that every single morsel of my experience all the way down to putting a piece of a bubble gum. Remember that bubble gum, that pink bubble gum that you would wrap it and then we would put it all in our mouth and then we would blow it as big as we could. You know, that kind of stuff. Like I literally, I was thinking how Source has so gently guided us all. Like, you guys, I want you guys to really realize and be also very proud of yourself, of the masterpiece that you guys have done in these years. Like, how much growth has been in our lives. And I'm not saying we're still out of the waters, but you know what? We're strong. Seeing how strong we are. We're seeing if we dig deep and begin to just find just that little ray, that little ounce of gratitude, it like changes our lives because that thing multiplies. And it multiplies to you, it multiplies to me, it multiplies to them, it multiplies. It's so crazy. And when we get so caught up in our stuff, we don't even realize that morsel, that little morsel of gratitude has so much power, and we can share that with the world. And so it's just kind of interesting. I just been thinking about stuff a lot, and I just really, I'm like really in my feelings tonight. I'm really in my feelings as a collective. I feel like even though we've been tossed like tumbleweeds, it's by design, because we have to shake off that crap that we've been carrying for so long. And we're not just carrying it for ourselves, we're carrying it for generations and generations. Think of all the documentation that's been coming out. All this documentation, and everybody's been like literally lie. Like, even it's almost like I even say like almost in a gaslighting way, because you knew that didn't make no sense, but then you went for it. You just went for it. Like, it, all the simulations like that. And I think what's so marvelous about this time, we're actually very aware, very aware, very aware. And so when you're very aware about how divine you are and how purposeful this experience has been just for you, just for you, and you have learned and just learned so much, you didn't even realize that you probably was that strong, did you? Did you realize you was probably that strong? You know, you guys, I'm gonna tell you something. I realized a few days ago, because I've been doing a lot of integration, and a couple of days ago was channeling and working with clients and cutting cords, and that is just such a blessing to me when I can help another person. I can help them. But I got this one girl, and I remember, like, I'm just talking to her, and I just, for about an hour and a half, no, hour and a half, yeah, I just let her talk. And I knew that I didn't want to be hired by her, even though she needed help so bad. And this is what I'm learning collectively in this world. We only can service and help and love on people that desire it. Some people love being in pain. Some people love, like, nursing their wounds. And anytime you give them a solution, they will find a way to make it painful. You see what I'm saying? So after I did 2 sessions, and I normally don't do 2 sessions a night. I normally don't do that because it's very draining. And sometimes when I'm working with people, it takes me several days to channel that energy and to cleanse it and all that. It takes me days. And so I remember when I finally came out of integration and I was just sitting there, I just realized that every last one of us, if you go through your past life with a fine-tooth comb, you will realize that every step that you took was guided. The good and the bad was guided. Because at the point of decision, you always had that fork in the road. You could go either way. But because we have the divine gift of choice, you can do what the hell you want. You know what I'm saying? You can do whatever you want. But if you really think about it, there's always going to be made a decision. And that decision will be very critical to your happiness, to your well-being. It has a lot to do with how you move in the world. And this is what's so crazy because it has nothing to do with physical things. Physical things are the toys to keep you from really seeing yourself. So we can't use that as a synopsis because, I've done so many wealthy clients and a lot of them are not healthy. Like, they're not happy. You know what I'm saying? And I'm not saying wealth is anything wrong with wealth. I think it's great. What I'm trying to say is that our journey is about self-revelation. We are constantly evolving to revelations about ourselves. And even when you think you went up that hill before, it's a mirage. Because it's the same old loop. And what our journey is to have an understanding and an understanding exactly where you're at so you stop looping. And what's so interesting when, if you think of the Matrix, all them the man with the glasses, and he's fighting for his life every day. They were only images of himself. But in his mind, they were different people. That just like blew me away. Because we spend our time thinking we're dealing with different people, but we're really dealing with pieces of ourselves in a collective. Isn't that crazy? Pieces of ourselves. Have you ever had a friend that the first time you met them, you just like, you knew them from somewhere, but you really didn't know them? And you had such a bond with them and they just knew you. Like, I have a girlfriend and you know how she met me? She chose me as a friend. I was out listening to some music. I had just moved to Austin and I'm sitting here listening to some music. And I'm looking over and there's this elderly man and he's trying to come up because it's like a garden and everything. And I'm up here trying to just help him up, help him up. And so I helped the guy up because he had, and his family is at the waiting in line to get drinks. And so this is what she told me. She said she saw me. You love my hair? Thank you. It's time for a commercial. Oh, I knew somebody was going to say something. Okay. Hi, my name is Sarah. I am a hairstylist and a life coach. I teach women how to learn to coach behind the chair, and I also coach behind the chair. I have an online business and it's called Hey Gorgeous You. The website is www.heygorgeousyou.com. I sell extensions of all types. If I don't have it on the site because it's just too much, I am uh, more happy to give you exactly what you need. And what else? And I'm also a Amazon influencer. So if you would like to either inbox me or put it in the message box if you ever need something, I will have links, but you know, you guys, it's a lot. It's a lot. I got a lot. I'm trying to get my leads. And you know, I have brands reaching out to me, so I have to interview everybody. It's just too much. And I must say, it's all because of you guys. Thank you for getting me up to 2.4 million views. I definitely appreciate it. Please like and follow me on this journey because we're all on a journey together and we all need to understand this stuff. And I'm so blessed that I have gone through it so I can help you guys because I've been through some stuff. And I'm an intuitive. So every once in a while, if the energy is real explosive on my lives, I actually get readings for people. I don't do it on purpose. It's not something that I question in. I do not. But sometimes I'll get someone's vibration, and it's so weird how powerful energy is. I'll feel somebody's vibration. I'll have something to say. So thank you for asking me about my hair. This is Remy and it is a natural curly. So what I can do with this, I can blow dry it bone straight and curl it, or I can just leave it in this natural way. So now that we had that little commercial, let me go back to what I was saying. So I really feel, you guys, that our higher selves are our inner conscious. And the more we integrate them and peel them like a banana and figure ourselves out and understand who we are, like the world is taking this massive shift and we have to change with it. We literally have to change with it. This is the cycle of life. But what's so interesting about this cycle of life, we are on the front stage. Like we didn't have to, we on VIP. We don't even have to like literally wait in a line. We're here, you guys. And what's so crazy, I think I said this in 2019. I was looking at one of my old tapes. I go, y'all, what's coming? What's going on in the stars and going on our earth? We need to just sit down, get some popcorn, and watch it. Because we're going to have the time of our lives. And have you had the time of your lives? Haven't it been rather interesting? But what's so interesting about the interesting is the fact this interesting is all about you and me. It is about us understanding and understanding the reason and the why we are here at this time. Could you imagine? Could you just imagine the history, books, that this generation has been in. But we know that we have things all around us that are camouflaging the truth. So, the more we and know ourselves, the better we can love. Men and women will come together. You know, and it's very difficult to see. Like I keep telling you, like my heart is breaking with the masculine energy. You're so behind. And not all of them are like that. But I'm telling you, a lot of them there. And even the ones that think they're awakened, they're fluffing so they can be with you to treat you poorly. Yeah. They're on assignment to take your energy. Women do it too. To take your energy because people are bankrupt because they didn't do the work. You know, people always they hit this they hit my lives up right after this because they it's like people don't want to awaken. And it's so crazy because my coaching is becoming busier. It's becoming busier because people don't know what to do because they're running from themselves. They're running from who they are. They're running from the knowledge that they're here for a reason. And do you truly want the code? Because if you have the code, because you know, during COVID, I have to say that was my greatest growth, and I had a blast. I had a blast. I'm gonna be honest, a blast. I had a blast because right, I was doing what I like to do. I love doing my tarot cards. I love like talking to, you know, my audience about what I'm feeling. And I was so current. I was so on point with everything that was going on. I started having dreams about all that stuff in first. Well, I had like a dream in 2013. I didn't really understand, but 2016 that one hit me hard. And then when Source told me, he goes, because like when I woke up from that, like my gifts were so strong. My gifts were like crazy strong. And I remember like I you know, um we're gonna be doing, me and my girlfriend, she's seen some stuff with me. She's seen some stuff with me. And we're gonna be doing a Spotify. This is our second Spotify. And so we may talk about some of that because I remember when I came out of that in 2016, I heard Source say, um, I need you to see. I need you to see. And I didn't really understand it, but everything that was happening, like portals opening up in front of us, you know, watching shapeshifters come out of the ground. We literally saw that with our own eyes. I can't like I had an experience with Source that was so intense. Um and I have a witness. The source was so intense. It was like somebody removed my roof and all I could feel is energy. And I remember turning over because I had this big old plant right there, right? And my girlfriend, she just walked in the house and she looks at the plant and she goes to the leaf of the plant and the plant was crying. And we were like, dude, and the tear on the leaf of the plant was so like malleable, if I can say it. It didn't like, it wasn't flat. It was just really like almost, it almost had like a silicone feel, but it was, I can't really explain it. I'm trying to explain it. And at the same time, I was being activated. All that was all happening at the same time. So like, I'm serious. And, you know, I have thought about having my girlfriend on here. And I had another girlfriend. I took her straight into a portal. She didn't even know what to do. See, I'm used to them. They're everywhere. I'm so used to them. But I took her to go see I took her into a portal. She goes, "What is that?" I go, "It's a portal." But yeah, and these portals, and sometimes I think I was sent here to work because the energy here was so dense and so heavy. It's still real heavy, you know. I'm used to being from the cortex, you know, Sedona area. So it's the energy is very different over there. So this was very dense, heavy energy. And I remember like I just always been in service, you know, in service, trying to integrate this energy. And then I began to what I you know what I figured out too is that when you resist your power, that's when you get tired. But if you flow with your power, it's just exhilarating. So it's rather interesting. I really, wow. I want to see you guys really understand what we're going into. We're going into some heavy, heavy energy. But this heavy energy behind it, it's like it's sandwiched together. It's the heavy energy and sandwiched with abundance and beauty and change and metamorphosing. You know, and I know y'all, like a lot of you guys that went way back with me, like I have butterflies all over my house, like little sticker butterflies all over my house, and you'll see them in my living room. It's just like I have those butterflies, but it is a remembrance of the worm has to go through the birthing pain. That worm has to die to self in order to gain his wings. We can't gain our wings. If we're not surrendering to ourselves, we will never be able to fly out of this. We'll always be in this density. There's a, you know, we're in a firmament. We're in this glass dome, man. And it's crazy because now it's more noticeable. I don't know if y'all notice it, but I notice it. You know, we have assistants too. We have assistants. I was told we have assistants. I seen our assistants. So you know, we're not really alone with this. We're just trying to learn how to evolve with this. Yeah, it'd be very interesting how that's going to turn out. How the evolution of our planet, what it's going to look like, you know, because even human race, we have mutated many ways. Well, you know, black people are the original, but the Europeans mutated into, you know, another colony, right? But it's so crazy. That's what the world is about. That's what humanity is about. It's about mutations and evolving and evolution. Nothing stays the same, and people are trying to hang on to the past, and you can't no more. You gotta let it go, and that's why we're being shaped like tumbleweeds. Every time we try to like hang on to something, we get shaped. Every time we try to hang on to a relationship and it ain't right for us, we're gonna get shaped. Every time we're not doing the right thing by people, we're gonna get shook, you know. And it'll show in your lifestyle. It'll show in your lifestyle. But you know, it is your real. You can do whatever heck you want to do. You can do literally whatever you want to do. It's not on anybody but you. And everything is your choice. It's what you want to live with. Do you want to what you want to live with? You know, and so I'm like this. Do you? Do you, boo? You know? because at the end of the day, you gotta look at yourself in the mirror, you know? And so that's how I see it. And so I really just believe that it has to happen this way because the masculine energy, they're struggling. They are struggling. You know, they just like, and I'm a female, right? I'm a female. I live here, right? And I've had somebody come over. I try to fix my wash machine, a guy, because I'm trying to stay on my feminine energy. So I have a guy come over. He hums and he hooms and he does that. I had two guys look at the wash machine and I end up fixing it. I had to just send them home. But they're not ready yet. Will they be ready? I don't know. I don't know how long it's going to take for them to get ready. The young lady that I spoke to yesterday, while she's talking to me on the phone, the guy is texting her and belittling her. And then he would call, and the whole time I'm on the phone with her, and he just kept calling one thing and another. And then the next thing I know, she said, I have to get off the phone. And he's at the door. I said, girl, don't let him in. She goes, well, he has a key. You know, she's not ready. And the thing about Source, he's okay with you not being ready. We should be okay with when our loved ones are not ready because they have it the hard way, really. We got the code. The moment you get ready, you got the code. And you're able to work this out and you're able to work through it. And you're able to come through on the other side a better human being. But I talked about the other day, we have to be careful because the more we elevate, the more we raise our consciousness, the more we're going to see people harvesting energy. So just be mindful out there and do the work. And we're going into some beautiful times right now. It's going to be hard, but we're going to go through them together. We'll be okay. We will be okay. So you guys, I'm going to say good night. Please do like and follow. And I look forward to growing the channel. I'm trying to get to 100K followers. I'm already at 1 million, but I would like to grow that even more. So like and follow, and I'll talk to you later. Peace.